Yo, yo, what up? It's your girl Joy, the Hip Hop Power Fawn, and this will be your new moon in Taurus tarot reading. On Sunday, April 27th at 3:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the new moon will peak in the sign of Taurus. Yes, it is officially Taurus season, and we are here lavishing and reveling in all of the splendor, okay? Also, you were supposed to get this reading on Wednesday. I was out of town for work, and so yeah, you were really supposed to get a podcast today, but hopefully this video, I was able to edit early and you're getting this on Friday. Okay, because I still want to get it to you in enough time so you're not scrambling, okay, to get yourself mentally prepared for what is to come, okay? So a few quick things. The moon is making a couple of stops while she is in the new moon phase, okay? We have the moon is going to quincunx Venus and Neptune, okay, early in the morning. Some of y'all might be asleep. Depends on where you are in the world, okay, because this is Eastern Standard Time. Okay, but a quincunx is a hard aspect. It's a challenging aspect. Okay, I just need y'all to be ready. And then the moon is going to square off with Pluto and Mars. Square is another hard aspect. Okay, this is probably like first thing in the morning, okay, type deal. But I don't know about you, but I ain't trying to square off with no Pluto. Okay, and I ain't trying to square off with no Mars. Okay, death and aggression. Be careful, be careful. Okay, and then later on that night, the moon will quincunx Mercury. So you might have some lively debates that night. Okay, Sunday night. Some of y'all gonna be in church when some of this is going down, but that's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We got this. We got this. Okay. We will be using the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. Okay. I'm still working on it. My bad. Okay. I got the Power Animals book right here just in case. And the theme for this reading will be, how can I say this? You are hoarding your feelings. You are essentially just like holding back, containing your emotions, your vulnerabilities, your feelings, the softness, the love, the tenderness, the care, the nurturing. You are holding back because you think that is a what do we call it? That's a defense mechanism. You're trying to protect yourself from being hurt. Taurus is a very gentle energy. Okay, well, that's the moon is very gentle and docile and timid and all of that stuff. But Taurus is very fixed, rigid, okay? You are afraid of change. You feel like if you speak on how you feel that things will change. Let's see. Whew. Let's see what we've got here. It's almost like you're repressing your emotions. You're just like holding them hostage. Okay, first up. Y'all know I love it. Bam! Strength card, baby. Because the new moon, a new moon is just in opposition with the sun, just like a full moon. Both of them are opposites. Okay, it's just an opposition. Okay, that's all it is. And the moon is either new or full, depending on where it is in conjunction with the sun. Okay, so strength. You need some. I think you probably need spiritual strength, kind of to get the inspiration. You need to be inspired. You need to get your courage up. Okay, you need like somebody to put a battery in your back, okay, to give you the power. Do you need some spinach, boo? Do you need some spinach? Spinach ain't bad. Okay, let's see. She is touching right here between her chest and her hand is glowing. So it's giving heart chakra vibes. Okay. So this is in the valleys with the lilies. So you need some courage. Okay. Yes, obviously. Obviously. You need some willpower. You need to do things on your own volition. Do things at your will. 10 of Cups. You got this. You got this. The universe, God, source, Allah is not going to give you more than you can carry. Literally, that is exactly what this is. And she got it. She's not overwhelmed. She carrying all of the wands where they need to be. Place them and giving them out to who they need to be given to or whatever. Okay? X marks the spot. We don't know what's going to happen after you drop these wands off. Okay, after you are inspired. We don't know where the inspiration is going to take you, but it is clearly giving you the strength to deal with all of this emotional baggage, so to speak. Okay. Doing your due diligence. That's all you can do. Just keep doing what you were able to do. But get me down to the nitty gritty. Let's get deep. Okay. Let's get deep. Warrior of Pentacles. Oof, with a bull right on there. This ain't Taurus. Okay. And obviously this will be the Knight of Pentacles. Slow, careful, cautious, calm. Trying to remain poised and dignified. Okay. Strength, dignity. Okay. Taming of the bull. Ooh, you have to control your emotions. And you kind of have to talk yourself off the ledge a bit and talk yourself out of the fear. Okay, of the change. You're just afraid of the change. That's it. But you don't even know if anything is going to change. You don't even know. You have no idea. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, yes, that is the worst that could happen. Okay, but then what? Then what? They say no. Or you get denied or rejected. That's what you're afraid of, the rejection. That's all that is. That's why you hold them back. You don't want to say anything because you don't want to get rejected. You don't want to get challenged. You don't want the status quo to change. You don't want to eat. You don't even want to progress. You don't even want to move yourself forward. You'd rather be stagnant. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you're going to have to talk yourself out of this negative thought process. Okay? And start saying, okay, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it, girl. Just do it, man. Like, don't be so stubborn. Stop being stubborn. Be vulnerable. There's so much for you on the other side. Okay? And it doesn't mean, oh, I just want to tell such that I like them. That's not what I'm saying. Maybe you want to say something at work. I don't know, to your boss. But you're afraid, hey, what if I get fired? What if there's retaliation? You know what I'm saying? Like, anything can happen. You might want to say something to your instructor or teacher or whomever. But you're afraid they might fail you or give you a bad grade or just, you just don't want any pushback. Okay? And I mean, I understand it. But the pros outweigh the cons. That's the thing. The pros outweigh the cons and you still scared. It's crazy. Oh, and this card. When did you flip over? I'm shuffling. And this card was already, look. I look up and card fall out and then boom, I see death. I see death. Transformation, darling. We are changing. You are progressing. And you don't even know it. No face, no case. Every time I see this, that's exactly what I think. No face, no case. No face, no case. No pain, no gain. I don't know why I said that, but that means not that you got to get like hurt every single time in order to like gain something, but you have to you just got to always be ready for whatever consequence or response or what have you that might come. And a consequence is not just a bad thing. Like, there are good consequences. Like, consequence does not only mean like the adverse things that can happen to you after you make a decision or a choice. Okay? But we have death here. Other than transformation, healing. Oh, yes. That is okay. So every time we come to like whether the choices you make, whether small or large, sometimes are turning points in your growth, right? And so holding back your feelings, holding back emotions because you are afraid of rejection is probably something that you've always done. Okay? You've never changed. You've been the same, predictable, not gonna go after what it is that I want emotionally. Okay? And so by actually changing and being vulnerable and open and not holding back your feelings and emotions, that is growth. That is healing. Okay? That is healing. That's what this process is about. Emotional security, healing. Okay? Okay? And then things will change, but for the better, for you emotionally, because you're going to say what you got to say, and the worst is not going to happen. You're just being dramatic and you're just worried. It's just anxiety. It's just fear. That is a spectrum, right? Okay? This is the worst thing that can happen. This is the ideal outcome over here. You thinking this, but the percentages are so much more than that. This is like 1% of the chances of this happening are slim. We're over here. Okay, we're dealing with the positive. We're getting as close as we can to the ideal outcome. Okay, what you wish would happen. Okay, what you are hopefully praying will happen, but you're being realistic. Yes, I understand, but being realistic also means knowing that the worst is not going to happen. The ideal situation may or may not happen, but the worst may or may not happen as well. And it's highly likely that you are going to meet in the middle somewhere. Okay? And so you're not doing anything but just using that worst case scenario as an excuse to not grow, change, and do the actual healing that you need to do in order to move on. Because once you do this, you can be like, oh, it wasn't even that bad. I'm going to do this more often. I mean, you might not. I don't know. But this will give you the courage. This is just a small battle. Okay? Just a little something to get you into the routine or even just start thinking about actually opening up emotionally. Okay? Mother. Creativity, flow, nurturing. Okay? We are not depending on other people or material things to heal us or to... Dang, what was I going to say? What am I saying right now? What did I just say? Oh, shucks. So that means that was the wrong thing to say. But Mother, Empress, creative, flow, fertility, growth, nurturing. Oh, you cannot depend on anyone or any material thing or event or situation or whatever. You cannot depend on those things to provide emotional security, safety, okay, or whatever the gratification is that you are trying to receive from these things. That has to come from inside, okay? Feeling emotionally secure, feeling satisfied, happy, okay? All of that comes from within. The moment your happiness or your feelings are attached to things outside of yourself, you failed. You got to do something better. You got to do something better, okay? You're going to have to start creating opportunities, okay, where you can nurture yourself and find that happiness, find that peace and calm and understanding, okay, that emotional security, that strength to be vulnerable, that closeness, that safety, the protection of your heart, because I know that's all it is. You're just trying to protect your heart, and I get it. We all sensitive, boo. Okay, trust me, because you think what it is that you want to share, as far as your feelings, your thoughts, or what have you, you think is not a big deal. But what you gotta say might hurt some feelings. Okay, it might hurt some feelings. And that's what you don't want to do? Oh, you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Some of y'all out there don't care. But some of y'all just don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Their feelings not going to be hurt. You making them the victim already. You just, another excuse for you to not open your mouth and say what it is you got to say or do what it is you got to do. Okay? Flip back over. That means it wasn't ready. Start off a major arcana. This whole third row is major arcana. This is meditation. Hangman. Lay on it. Spray on it. And what ain't Venus? Venus is in Pisces, ain't she? Yep, because she don't go into Aries until the 30th. Boom. Venus is in Pisces until the 30th. Yep. So this is where I talked about the worst case scenario and the ideal outcome. You need to sit with that, meditate, calm your freaking mind, calm yourself down, freaking-lax. Okay? You have to put yourself in a mind frame. What is this? 13, 3, 16. This is 12. But that's 13, 3, 12. Huh. Pray on it. Lay on it. Imagine your dream scenario coming true. Because what's happening is you are hiding your feelings, right? You are keeping them in the dark. New moon is dark. Okay, the full moon is the brightness with the sunlight reflecting off of the sun. New moon don't have no light. It's darkness. Darkness. And it's just a coincidence that I got on black. I knew that was going to happen. But whatever. You hiding stuff and you don't want nobody to know. And that enables you to play the victim. That ain't cute. I am. Help is on the way. Okay. Help is on the way, dear. If you old enough to have seen Miss Doubtfire. Okay. You are. Who is the help? Help cometh from the hills, right? I told you strength. You're going to have to get your strength from somewhere, somebody. Is it going to be... It's coming because the Ten of Wands and the Warrior of Pentacles. And all of this is for your healing and allowing you to grow. Empress, fertility, growth, okay? But you have to come out of the darkness. You cannot keep hiding your true feelings. Because you just, look at her eyes. Her eyes are closed. She's not even in reality. She living in the fantasy. She is there. Okay? Glowing, happy. She don't even want to live in reality because she's so in love with the fantasy. You are so in love with the way things are right now that you are afraid to kind of shake things up and, changes. I guess maybe because this is like the first time it's been stable in a while, I guess. And you like it. It's peaceful. It's quiet. Okay, there's no manipulation going on. There's no second guessing. Everything is smooth. And you don't want to ruffle any feathers, but you're gonna have to. Okay? You can't just stay where you are forever. Okay? Let's start to wrap it up. Dang, how many major arcana we gonna get? This is the devil 15. Okay. Reclamation. And you know what? I probably should have looked up bull. Let's look up the bull real quick because I know that's in here. Bull, buffalo, something like that. Bull, 77. Oh, wait, is that the right one? Yeah. Buffalo. Bull, let's see. Confront your darkest secret. That's literally the first thing that came up. Power, strength. Face your dark side. Don't give in to rage. Accept that this is how you feel, and you're going to have to accept that you're going to have to say something, because really, if you don't say anything, it is going to eat you alive, and it's going to come out at the wrong time in the wrong way. The anger. Okay? You're going to become tempted to do something that you don't need to be doing. Okay? All because you have held on to these feelings, and it's starting to eat away at you because you don't want to say anything. And that could affect your job, your success, your physical health, spiritual, emotional health for sure. Okay? Okay? That's a vulture. I know that ain't in the book, so I ain't even gonna look. But if you don't, the devil is going to reclaim you. That temptation is going to reclaim you. You're going to be tempted to do something that you don't need to do. It might be spending money on material things after I just told you. That stuff is not going to solve your problem. Okay? You might be... How I'm going to say this? You might have an intimate moment when you don't need to. Okay? Let's see. A lot of these, I was about to say, if this is another major arcana, I'm flipping this table. But it's the Five of Wands. You got to protect yourself from you. Okay? You're only fighting yourself. Literally fighting yourself. This is who half of the wands came to. That 10 of wands, I told you she was dropping the wands off. Boom. This is one of the people that got them. This is one of the people that got the wands. All 5 wands. All 5 wands. And even though you asked for these 5 wands, it's a little bit more than you can handle. You thought you could handle it, but you can't. You thought, oh, not saying nothing new. I'll be all right. I ain't got to say nothing. No, you can't. You can't, because it's on your mind and you can't forget about it. It's the first thing you think of when you wake up, and it's the last thing you think of before you go to sleep. Okay? It is on your mind, baby. It's on your mind. Because this is 15. The devil was 15, or the reclamation was 15, right? And now we got 5. So we took away that 10, that unknown. Now we know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen if you don't share what's on your heart. Okay? I'm just saying. Reclamation with the 5 of wands. You fighting your inner demons because they're trying to keep you in the dark, trying to keep you to keep doing the same thing. No growth, no progress, nothing. They don't want you to do that, because when you do that, you're out of the devil's reach. You're out of the dark, you're out of the negativity. Okay? Misery loves company. Okay? Last card. Okay. This is a stack of cards. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's 3 cards. Okay, let me see how I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, I guess. Yep. So, first card, 3 of Pentacles. This came out at the last moon reading. This came out at the full moon reading. I'm telling y'all, amethyst, dreams, spiritual awareness, spiritual journeying, astral travel. Okay, this is what I'm talking about with the growth. And she got 1 wand, and guess what? 1 wand is manageable. 1 wand is so manageable that she can manage these amethysts, the wand, and these 3 pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work. You have to work with what it is that you have. Okay? You can't go outside of yourself for this. It is here. When I say it's here, it's here. Okay? What is on your heart? What is on your mind? What are your desires? Okay? Queen of Pentacles came from warrior to queen. Ultimate nurturing. Is this a ram and a rabbit or a hare? I'm going to look these animals up for GP. Look at that. Amazing. She got a wand and a pentacle. You see, at first, all these other cards, they all had, except for the major arcana, because they don't have a suit. The warrior of pentacles just had a pentacle. The 10 of wands just had a wand. 5 of wands was overwhelmed by using all the wands. But when you put the others down and take what's yours, things become manageable. Look, she got a wand and 3 pentacles and some amethyst. She got a wand, a pentacle, a hare, and a freaking ram. Okay, a ram in the bush is worth what? What, y'all? Because I don't really know. A ram in the bush is worth 2 in the... Let me see. A ram in the bush. What is the price? I thought it was more. Okay, so Genesis 22. Abraham is instructed to sacrifice his son Isaac, but God provides a ram caught in the bush. Okay. All right. So I know that story. And it's funny because ram in the bush. Sacrifice, meditation, hanged man, sacrifice. You got to sacrifice your own yourself. You got to put yourself out there. You are going to have to put yourself out there. That's the sacrifice that you are making for this moment of growth. Okay? That's the last card. But I'm looking up the animals. Ram in the bush. You the ram. Okay, so this is the story. Sorry, that's what I meant to do. Abraham had a son Isaac. God was like, yeah, you got to go up to the bush, sacrifice your son, woo, woo, woo. Then I got you forever, woo, woo, wop. I'm going to promise you all the material things. I'm going to give you whatever you need, money, shelter, clothes, whatever you need. I'll even give you another son or whatever. Boom. All right. Abraham was like, all right, God, I'm going to do it. Just because you asked me, only because you asked me, because I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to do it because you said it. So Abraham brought his son Isaac, you know what I'm saying? They went out to wherever. And right when Abraham was about to murk his own son, God was like, oh no, you don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's a ram over there in the bush. I just wanted to see if you was going to do it. I just wanted to see if you was going to do it. I just wanted to see if you was going to be down. I just wanted to see if you was real, if you was serious about this growth, if you was serious about me, your Lord and Savior, if you are serious. How serious is this to you? How important is this to you? Saying how you feel or whatever, expressing your emotions and no longer holding back and hiding, okay, the love, the tenderness, the affection, all the things. How important is that to you? How important is that to you? Because guess what? Right before you about to open your mouth, God or universe, source, Allah, your higher power gonna come right in and be like, oh no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I got something better. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to see if you was gonna do it. I wanted to see if you had the courage. I wanted to see if you had the gumption, okay, to do what needs to be done. Okay? So let's look up ram and hare or rabbit. I know I was gonna say rabbit. Rabbits. We already know rabbits growth, fertility, multiplication, and getting it in because I told you about intimacy, right? Rabbit. They say that there's a rabbit that lives on the moon. I forgot what that is. I'm gonna have to jump up and get my other book because that's a good one. Rabbit. Realize life is short and enjoy it to the fullest. Life is short. Say what you gotta say. It ain't gonna kill you. You gonna be okay. You gonna be all right. You gonna be fine. Okay. Ooh, it said get pregnant. Okay. You're trying to avoid a potential disaster, but it's not a disaster. It's not gonna be a disaster. Fear. Let's see. Creativity, talked about it. Softness, gentleness, told you about that. That's what you're holding back. Guards against excessive worry. That's all we need to hear. I told you. You worrying too much. You worried about the wrong thing. You are worried about the wrong thing. Let's see. Rams 78. Ram 78. Okay. All right. I ain't know my storage was going whatever, but let me hurry up. Ram. Be less combative and more sensitive to your family and colleagues. I told you, okay? You got to be Mr. Sensitivity. Rabbit. Stop being so combative and be more sensitive to your family and colleagues, okay? Rabbit. Okay? The Chinese believe that not a man but a rabbit lives on the moon, okay? And the Native Americans believe that a rabbit got to the moon by holding on to the legs of a crane. You know, the bird. That's why the legs of a crane are so long. And so once they got there, the rabbit, boop, on the head of a crane. That's why they got the little red spot from the rabbit's paw of blood. Boom. And the rabbit been living there ever since. Okay? But last card, and boom. Queen of Wands with all these animals. She got the lion that we got in the beginning with the strength card. She got a raven or a crow, blackbird. That is the communicator to the dark side, the unconscious. And a cat we know is the sensitive, gentle. Y'all want to look it up just to be on the safe side? Let's look it up to be on the safe side. Crow. I'm going to look up raven. 145. Oh, to look up what's it called? It's a crane in here. What does crane mean? Good fortune. Good fortune. Longevity. Flexibility. You need to be flexible. You need to be flexible. All right, crow. Adaptability. You need to be adaptive. Adaptable. Discover that life is magical and full of potential. You will be taking a journey. Heals through creativity. And I've been saying that the whole time. Okay, let's see what Cat says really quickly. Cat, 94, Cat. Protects women and children. Heals loneliness. Love yourself. Okay. Queen of Wands. That's what it was doing. Okay. Boom. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. This is what my girl look like. Okay. She looking back. She looking back at it. She ain't looking back at it, but she making sure she still got the strength, the courage to move forward. Okay. What's behind you is the past. You cannot change it. It is over. So, once you say what you got to say, that's it. You can't take it back. And don't try to soften the blow. Just do it, okay? Just say what you got to say. Feel the feel. Be vulnerable. Open up. Because it's about loving yourself and being true to yourself and your own spirit. Not worried about what other people think, say, do, or whatever. Okay? All right. I will see y'all next time. Peace.